September is here. So what are our topics? Pretty similar to last month. We've been continuing to iterate on it. We're going to cover what happened in September, wrapping up Emblem V1. Made a lot of progress on that. Thank God, dude. Heading into the bull run this time. We missed the last run up because we were working on it, but this time it does not appear we will be missing this next NFT run. Well, actually, NFTs didn't really take off, so we weren't too bad there. Big Emblem Markets update, big Emblem Vision update. Emblem 2.0 has had a lot of progress. Our expansion project, which will be a focus heading into Q4 and beyond. So September, covering the morning show. Shout out to Chris and Adam who covered it for 3 weeks while I was traveling. Had on some incredible guests. Adam, who was your most surprising or favorite guest that you guys had? While I was gone.
Actually, we had a great show with Paul. You know, but I gotta say Amir was the highlight for me just because we had so many awesome other guests come up on that show. So if you want to check out a great episode about the future of privacy, not only for crypto but for the world, like dude, the dude is literally like probably top 5 guy in the world on, internet privacy. So that was an amazing show. But lots of great stuff happening, man. And it was good to have the Crypto Slam guys on to find out about NFTs, when it feels like it's back. And he's like, no, this is the lowest number in, this is the lowest volume in a year, right? So always good to learn new stuff.
Yeah, some of the other names on there: Aki from DLC Link, Jan from Xverse, the DeFi Defenders, the lawyer Tom and Michael from ETH Scriptions. The Script Platform show, I really enjoyed that one on Tuesday. That was a really big one talking about OP Cat. Some of the team appearances that we had last week. Adam was on the Via BTC cast. I was on the Fihu cast. Adam on the Ordinal show, Ordinal Revolution. What is this like regular segment that you got going on with the Ordinal Revolution?
They just, I think they're trying to, lean forward. They're trying to think what's next. And so they're covering Fractal to a large extent. And they're thinking bells too. I mean, I think kind of most people, who are forward leaning like us on the show here are thinking, okay, these are like the test nets for what's going to happen on Bitcoin when OPCat moves forward. So what's going to be interesting, what's going to happen. And so they're leaning into it, about what we're going to do on Bells, what's going to happen on Bells. I think Bells is kind of going to follow Fractal, see what happens on Fractal, see what's successful or not. And then Bells can hopefully, move on, do the things that work, and then maybe even innovate on top of that. So yeah, I think that's what those guys are up to. Also had a
Yeah.
good meme show. I don't know if you caught that one. Ray, the artist, did an incredible HNFT kind of art piece. I don't know if you guys caught that. It was really just this incredible piece of work, which really, in my view, is like the best NFT timeline I've ever seen. Because to try and capture the full history of NFTs visually is basically impossible. It's too much, but he compressed it into this incredible video. And so
Oh,
yeah,
that one was cool. I did see that actually.
yeah. So I was on the meme show as they kind of launched that, and we talked about
Was that
HNF
the memes, the 65291 one?
5291. Yep,
Nice.
that's a good
Nice.
one.
Yeah. They're cool guys. They are the largest vault holders in terms of portfolio value. For those that didn't know, some of the development in September, lots of migrations. We underwent. I will have that on the next slide. We did update the metadata and adding traits to the counterparty collections. We are missing a few of those, but that will be finished. We're going to be adding the year and supply to all the counterparty collections. Emblem Vision is now in public beta. A lot more on that later. A new Dune dashboard. This was kind of awesome. Drop Lister, who's the creator of Bitcoin, created a Emblem dashboard with all the stats. One of the crazy ones was Emblem, or there's been 75 people who have made in profit over $1 million trading vaults over the last 4 years. quite an astounding number. Like
That
that
was
is
like,
that is insane.
that's when the numbers hit you and you're like, "What?" It doesn't even, like, never occurred to probably any of us to, like, look up who's made the most money on Emblem, and,
Mhm.
that was, like, that they minted, it minted basically 7 millionaires. bonkers, man. Crazy.
75 millionaires. Yeah, some names on there. I did go through those. I went through the top 10 to see who they were. There's some common names that we see around, which makes a little bit more sense now.
Yep.
We for Emblem Markets, I do have this on a slide here in a little bit, adding new features, and we are moving to a 0% marketplace. That has not been added yet, but that will be added next month for reasons that I will go on. Really, really exciting. 0% marketplace fee. So what's this mean? It means if you list any vault on Emblem Markets, there's no fee. And this is going to be permanent moving forward. And we came to an agreement with our liquidity flow provider after 3 months of the marketplace. We went back to the negotiation table and found an agreement. So 0%. So you can essentially trade any NFT across any blockchain for $20, right? To vault it for $20 and then list it. So this makes Emblem Markets competitive across all blockchains because, as you know, OpenSea has a 2.5% fee. I think Magic Eden's 2%. Some of these other ones it's generally around 2%. And for high value assets, right? Would you rather pay 2.5% on a 100 ETH Nakamoto card sale, or I guess 1.5 Bitcoin sale, or do you want to pay $20 and go list it on Emblem Markets, right? So the choice is yours. We will be sunsetting the co-vault discount program V1 and adding unvaulting fees. We announced this at the last town hall. There's trade-offs here. Emblem, we've come to terms with what the business model is. Emblem is a vault company, which we create vault demand. And that is both ways, right? Creating vaults and then burning them, also jumping them to other chains. Very similar structure to how bridges work. Emblem is an interoperability protocol at the end of the day. So just like when you want to bridge, Bitcoin back and forth somewhere, this is the same thing with NFTs. The benefit here is you have now a marketplace where you could trade 0%. And sunsetting co-vault discount program, that will be coming early next month, but that is the V1 version. There will be something else coming in the near future. Some of the partnerships, as we mentioned in the beginning of the show, Televault is nearing the mainnet launch. We've been talking with Graham. He seems to be pretty close with this. Really, really excited for that. There's a lot of interest around it. I saw Bell's coin had pumped a little bit after that announcement, so that we can add more liquidity to these UTXO chains. And new information here, we've been accepted into the Arbitrum and Merlin grant programs. Really exciting opportunity for us with these grant programs. There's a lot of co-marketing that goes alongside it. So it's integral for us. We'll be deploying on Arbitrum, and Merlin is some of the first ecosystems. So you'll be able to take any Emblem Vault there and participate with your rare Pepes on Arbitrum or your rare Pepes on Merlin, borrow against them, engage in their DeFi platforms, high TPS, low gas. That's probably the most exciting thing. If you want to mint a rare Pepe or a Spells of Genesis card or a Node Monkey, you don't have to pay the what's almost becoming now insane gas fees again on ETH mainnet. Essentially, you have a zero cost gas fee, so you're just paying the vaulting fee. So really, really excited. Adam, some thoughts on the September slide?
I think, well, obviously the Televault is the exciting thing we got going on. Really excited to see that get done and see how it goes. It's like anytime you do something new, you don't know if it's going to be successful or not. I think Bell's is going to be a nice, easy first kind of try, and we'll see how it goes. Obviously, the grants programs are things we've been working on for a while now. I think it just makes sense for us as a multi-chain company. Like, how are we going to launch on these new chains? And connecting with these grant programs is going to hook us in with, the different projects on those chains, and, kind of eases in, because like Arbitrum, bro, I don't know a goddamn thing about Arbitrum, right? I know literally nothing, right? So it's just a nice way for us to connect to those communities, build those bridges and lock in, Hey, Kane's up on stage. What's up? You got a question, man?
I do. I'm a fan of you guys. I love what you guys do. always saying nice things about it because I think what you do is really important. I know that the kind of the seesaw between being useful and being profitable is really hard in this space because people like you, but they want you to eat fucking ramen noodles, which I don't want that for you. I just be very fucking clear. I don't want that for you at all. I want you to be profitable. I want you eating Fabergé eggs or whatever that fancy shit is that Skrilla has at his house. I want you all to live like Skrilla and have palatial estates with indoor and outdoor pools, right? Because he has a pool in his living room and peacocks on his back patio. However, I have a question about the marketplace because I've been looking forward to this for a while.
Mhm.
Will I be able to simultaneously, and I mean like on ETH or Counterparty, because you got, and I know you do other stuff. I'm not gonna pretend like I give a fuck about Arbitrum. I don't. But as far as like the ETH Counterparty assets, will there be a way for me to put a bid if I'm looking for a particular card? Doesn't matter which one, whether it's a rare, fake, dank, whatever. Is there a way for me to just put a standing bid out there trustlessly, and whoever has that asset can accept my bid? Is that a thing with you with what you're building?
Yeah, so Emblem Markets is an aggregator. So if you list on Emblem Markets, you get our 0% marketplace fee. If you list on, let's say if somebody lists on OpenSea, um, our our platform, Emblem Markets, will pick up the OpenSea listing. So it aggregates all the listings from all these different marketplaces, OpenSea, Looks Rare, Magic Eden, X2I2, etc. But if you list on OpenSea, you will have to pay their 2.5% fee because OpenSea is not an aggregator. In terms of the nativeness of Bitcoin, in here, I think we're also thinking about Counterparty 2.0. We will have to integrate Counterparty 2.0 into Emblem Markets. And once the new upgrades live, we'll look into it and see um, where the compatibilities are between the ETH bidding system and the new Counterparty Bitcoin bidding system. One thing that seems like a lot of the Pepe, fake rares, and SOG individuals do. We see there's probably maybe close to 50 people doing this. Is they hold their assets natively on Counterparty and they just go to Emblem Markets and they'll look for what are the resting bids, and then they'll just vault their native asset and then accept the bid within like 10 seconds of it being vaulted. Does that make sense?
It does, and thank you for answering that. You guys have had a weird. I feel like OpenSea is a toxic girlfriend of yours, and I
Yeah.
never know what mood she's in.
It-
And frankly, I don't think you could do better. Personally, I want to see you with someone in a more healthy relationship. And listen, I'm not trying to get you to settle down. I just want some Emblem Vault grandkids at some point. But as far as the other side of that transaction is what I'm really asking about. I assumed based on what you said previously that kind of what you just said will be the case. What I'm asking about is if I'm looking for something in particular, there will be a way for me to put something through the Emblem Vault marketplace as far as a bid, whether in whatever currency, and then someone can accept it. Is that right?
So
Right.
right now it's just Ethereum, but with Emblem 2.0, we actually have this in a little bit of a slide. You will be able to bid in a different type of currency. So it's kind of like the buy anything with anything kind of system. It's not here
Yeah.
currently, but it is. That's what we're building towards with Emblem 2.0. This is kind of front running with some of the slides later, but we're going to be able to put smart wallets inside all of the vaults, which is this like account abstraction kind of idea. And once we put these smart wallets inside of all the vaults, then you can actually execute any type of smart contract function inside of any vault, which that's where you could bid on with Bitcoin, bid with Solana, bid with Tezos on a rare Pepe.
Well, I wasn't trying to take down the action of
You're
your
good.
slideshow.
You're good, bro.
I apologize if I
No,
have.
you're good.
I know this is a white knuckle thrill ride for you, and I'm gonna go back to the audience as to not step on any more of your lines.
Bro, you're all good. We always enjoy having you on. You always you bring a lot of energy. So really appreciate you.
Well, you've been working on this for a while, man. So I'm really happy to see it come to fruition, and I want to thank you guys again for. I haven't done the thing with the who's it's in the vault, but thank you again for getting that squared away for me, and all the stuff.
Yeah, appreciate you for being patient, and also appreciate everyone who's been patient, right? We've been basically building this upgrade since July of last year. It took some time. There was, a lot that went into it outside of just the technical perspective as well. There was a lot of business operations on the back end. We had changed companies, right? We formed Cross Chain Ventures LLC, had to go through that entire process. We had a developer join us, then developer leave. We've had multiple contractors. So really finding our groove was part of this year-long experience alongside the techs. A lot of people tend to forget that there's Kane pointed at this, but there's an actual business behind this as well that I think a lot of crypto people tend to forget. I see Adam laughing.
Yeah, man, dude. It's I mean, look, we know what our market fit is, but Emblem's so much more than that product market fit. Like we know we can sell HNFTs across blockchains. Like obviously that works, or just NFTs across blockchain that works. But just moving assets across chains for whatever reasons, not necessarily sell them, to stake them or take a loan or do whatever. Like this is still, we're in the baby steps of it. This is still first inning stuff. So how that grows and evolves, like that's what we're built for now. And that, man, bro, excited.
Exciting times, exciting times. So Emblem V1, just reviewing, we've now migrated all of the counterparty collections, all the Bitcoin ordinals. The things that remain here are vaults that have multi-assets inside of them, particularly with rare Pepe and fake rares. I think there's, maybe about 1,000 combined between these. And the reason why these have multi-assets is it's pretty common in the counterparty community to do airdrops. And so the reason why these are held back is there's a million different kind of edge cases behind it. Outside of that, some of the non-categorized vaults for counterparty stamps, ordinals, Litecoin, Stack, Solana, and Namecoin have to be migrated. What this means is vaults that have assets inside that aren't a rare Pepe, that aren't a Megapunk, that aren't an Oasis Mining, right? That aren't a Twitter Egg. Surprisingly, right? Believe it or not, there are a lot of creators out there, right, who are just beginning and use Emblem for whatever reason of trial. So these are ones that have to be migrated, and those will be migrated into the general collections. Like if you just mint an XCP token with your art and it's in the legacy collection, it will be migrated to just the general counterparty collection. So nearing the very end of it, I do say as well, if you ever felt like anything was missed and you're listening to this, please just open up a ticket in our Discord. There's likely going to be some that are accidentally left behind for XYZ reasons. Again, there's like thousands of edge cases. So simply just shoot us a DM on Twitter DMs, or really just open a support ticket in the Discord. That's the best way to get this answered as soon as possible. Overall, 35,000 vaults have been migrated. There's about maybe 3,000 that remain. The vaults that are in the not minted stage, there was a lot of these. Those will be eligible to mint to Emblem Vision here pretty soon. We are adding traits to the counterparty collections, year and token supply, to things like BitGirls and Age of Chains and Saratobi and these ones. Those traits just have to be added. We do have the JSONs finally. And so we've also added traits to Spells of Genesis from the Spells of Genesis API. I know a lot of collectors don't use these, but Spells of Genesis has traits related to the actual gameplay in terms of the energy levels and stuff. Those are actually live on Emblem Markets right now. And again, yeah, please reach out if you felt like your legacy vault was missed. So Emblem Markets, the biggest news, we're moving to a 0% marketplace fee. Again, that is moving forward permanently. You have to list on Emblem Markets to get that 0% fee. If you have any questions, just reach out to us. We've had a whole set of bulk new features added. I'm actually going to go over to the marketplace here on the live stream to show. We've had our first sales for the Filthy Fiat collection. That is Coldie's collection, which is a Bitcoin ordinals. Age of Chains, Bitcoin ordinals, Oasis Mining, and Memory Chain all had their first sales this month. So be sure to check those out. Some of the volume this month: Rare Pepe had 91 ETH in sales, Spells of Genesis 42 ETH, Fake Rares 18 ETH, and Saratobi with 15 ETH. The top three sales are the three-headed horsemen. Rare Pepe with 30 ETH sale, and FD card and Satoshi card were sold for 14 ETH each. Man, it seems like at least Every month, there's at least one of these sales for all three of those
100%.
cards.
Yep. Yep.
Healthy, 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 healthy for the market. So here's the updated version of Emblem Markets. There's a few more updates that are going to come. We've redone the carousel up here at the top, right? We've made it less wordy. Over the last 3 months, we've really done a lot of digging to figure out how to optimize the marketplace experience. So this carousel is there live. On the trending section, you can hit this view all button's been added. We did reestablish the recent sales carousel on the homepage, so you could go ahead and see that. On the applications page has a new redesign. As you can see, it looks a little bit more like Emblem Vault. Here, this is where we're going to host all of the third-party apps as well as the apps created by Emblem. So you can see here the Televault one is coming soon. Once that is launched, there will be a direct link on the App Store. We added this vault section up here to the top that says Mint and Manage. This will take you directly to Emblem Vision. So right there at the top on the toolbar, we've made some updates to the collections table. Here you can sort by owners, top down. You can see all of these different owners across all these different collections. We're up to 22,000 owners now, which is incredible. If you go to the collections page here, we added a sweep tool right here at the top. So you can sweep as many rare Pepes or Embels or anything as you would like. Over to the activity page, you can actually search by mints over here. I know a ton of people do this. So if you want to see what rare Pepes are being mint, you go to Emblem Markets and then you go to the activity page and you can see all of these rare Pepes that are being minted. Coming down to, I'm just going to choose Pepe Cash here. We've added a few new buttons over here on the right-hand side. And it says inside of Vault right on every asset page. You could click on that and you don't even have to leave Emblem Markets anymore. Like on OpenSea, if you wanted to see inside the vault, it had to take you to a different page. Here, that is not required anymore. Also, there's an owners button now. So you could click on these and see who owns what. If you actually go ahead and click on it, it will take you to that owner's wallet where you can go ahead and throw a bid directly inside their wallet if that's something that interests you. And then finally, down here at the bottom, most importantly, this was missing for a while on every asset page. There's the item activity, so you can see all of the sales. You can also filter mints, so you can see all the sales and mints for Pepe Cash. And this is for every single. This is for every single asset. So a lot of updates coming there, coming to it. Adam, how are you feeling about Emblem Markets?
Looks great, dude. And I mean, it's just like this is one of those things. It's like you realize these are really difficult to build.
Yeah.
This is not like easy. And obviously, Bunzy's really helped us out there, kind of making it look nice and stuff. And obviously, it's just going to get better and better. But the interface is slick now. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. If you're buying your Pepes or whatever, you do it right on Emblem Markets, and no need to use anything, right? Because with the zero place feed, there's no reason to use anything else. You can see everything there. I think it's going to be the home of HNFTs, no doubt about it.
No doubt about it. That's the way that we love. And also a lot of plans with Emblem Markets for the expansion project. Moving to Emblem Vision. Emblem Vision is now live. This is something we've been building for about a year. There will be some changes to it, but it is functional. I actually today on the Emblem YouTube channel, I posted 5 tutorial videos for Emblem Vision. So there's an overview, how to mint all these collections and how to unvault. So please go check those out if you have any questions. There's a lot of new features, which we'll go over here in a second. The mint and unvault via Emblem Vision. Supports all V2 collections. It's much faster than Emblem Vision. And here over the next month, we're actually going to be working on 2 priorities. One of them is to have Emblem Vision match the Emblem Markets UI UX, right? You may look at it and wonder why it's blue. So we had 2 different teams develop Emblem Markets and Emblem Vision. We started that last year. So now we're going to make it match because we decided that the Emblem Markets UI looks a lot more slick. And also another priority we're going to be working on a simple mint and bulk interface. So we've actually figured out a way to get the minting process down to 4 clicks. And with this 4-click process, it's including being able to mint up to, I believe, 25 vaults in one single transaction. So we'll be working on that over the next month or two. We'll just say quarter 4. Emblem Vision is going to be the priority now. We dedicated the last quarter to Emblem Markets, now the minting and management platform. And then we'll be adding new networks like we discussed. We went into the grant program with Arbitrum and Merlin. So adding those networks as well as some others that I will share here in a few slides. Last but certainly not least, Emblem Finance will be sunsetted by the end of the year. What a incredible platform. Lasted 4 years. 4 years. One of the first ever. I'll just say one of the earliest NFT protocols that ever exists. I mean, I've done my research, and outside of a marketplace, NFT marketplaces, I really have not seen any NFT protocols that existed before Emblem Vault. Like, it's truly astounding. Some of the activity this month, Rare Pepe had 484 mints, Spells of Genesis 98, Fake Riz 32. This is with mints and unvaults. Total 656 vaults were being minted and unvaulted. It's about a minus 24% month over month. So a little bit of activity has gone down. I think this is due to gas fees coming up. Generally, when gas fees are quite low, then minting activity increases. When gas fees shoot up, minting activity decreases and trading activity will increase. But with these new L2s and different ecosystems that have lower gas fees, I assume that's where a lot of the minting will move to in a high gas fee environment. So here's Emblem Vision. We'll go through a quick tutorial. You'll be presented with 3 different collections here: Emblem Open, Protocol, and Project. The differences are Emblem Open is like your traditional Emblem Legacy Vault. It holds a deposit address for all of the supported networks, including, Solana, Tezos, Bitcoin, Counterparty, etc. It's just like the V1 Vault. The protocol collections, if you come down here and click the drop down, you'll see Bells, Bitcoin Ordinals, Counterparty, Doge Party, Namecoin, Solana, etc. These are the generalized collections. What these are this. So if you select a protocol collection, you can mint it. Let's say I choose the Counterparty collection. I could vault in this one 10 Pepe Cash, 2 Spells of Genesis cards, 3 non-categorized XCP cards, an old token, etc. You can put as many Counterparty tokens in the Counterparty vault as you'd like, and it will be reflected as that. And then the project collections are just as it sounds, things like Rare Pepe, Node Monkeys, Bitcoin Puppets, Twitter Eggs, Blockheads, Quantum Cats, etc., Pizza Ninjas. These ones are all one-of-one vaults that will be vaulted specifically to that collection.
Just to give people an idea, like, why would you want to use the protocol one? It's actually perfect if you're kind of doing a OTC sale, right? Where you have a bunch of cards that you're maybe selling, a bunch of Rare Pepes, right? And you want to sell them all kind of together. This gives a great way to be able to sell those cards, trustlessly, where you don't have to worry about getting scammed and stuff. You can put the cards directly in there, and then put it up for sale and let that individual buy that one vault with all the assets inside of it. So it's just a really easy way to sell multiple items.
Yep, complete sets, a lot of different things. Completely right. Thanks for including that. The My Vaults interface, right? A lot better experience. You have the grid view, which you can see all of these different images. And you also have the list view that shows the status and the chain that these are minted on and the created date. On the left-hand side, you have filters. So you can actually filter the vaults by their created state, their minted state, right? If I just wanted to show the minted ones, then, right, it shows here, right? You see up here on the top left-hand of every card. These are the ones that are minted. And you can actually come down and search by a collection as well. Cool thing here, if you go and click on the vault, we've actually updated the experience inside the vault, right? This looks a lot more clean. Then on Emblem Finance, on the left-hand side, you see a marketplace dropdown. We still have to add Emblem Markets to this. There's a dropdown for loans. There will be a dropdown for jumping, right? So when we deploy on Arbitrum and Merlin, there will be a button that says jump, and then you just click on Arbitrum, and then it'll initiate a transaction to where you just move the vault over there. At the top, it displays that a vault is $20 to create, and then the unvault action description. Scroll down, you can see this one vault I'm showing you. I use in my tutorial video. It has 1 bell, 2 ETH NFTs, an e-scription, a Bitcoin ordinals, and rare Pepe and XCP asset, all inside of a single NFT. And then these are the deposit addresses. So much better experience. The 2 brand new features that we have added is an activity page. So this activity page is across the entire Emblem ecosystem. I do believe we have to update the API for ERC 1155 tokens, but ERC 721 is working properly right now. But you can see here collections, right? It says Rare Pepe, Spells of Genesis, Counterparty, e-scriptions, etc. This is across the entire network, so users can have a visualization of what assets are being vaulted and unvaulted and eventually jump. I think this is great for traders and collectors, and we're going to make this more integrated to Emblem Markets to where if you see something being vaulted, you could just click on it and go to Emblem Markets, and maybe you want to throw a bid on it. Eventually, you'll be able to message them and different things like that. And the last feature to this on the beta launch is a leaderboard. So the top holders, vaults minted and unvault. As you can see here, our top holder has 1,400 vaults. That's insane. Vaults minted, we have 2 users who have minted over 1,000 vaults, and then unvaults. The top unvaulter is 669. There's a wallet addresses here. We are going to make it to where if you click on a wallet, it takes you to their profile on Emblem Markets. So if you see this top holder has 1,400 vaults, you just click on it and it just takes you directly to Emblem Markets, creating this positive feedback loop. Adam, how you feeling about Emblem Vision?
Great, man. We had one question about the legacy vaults on Polygon.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we want to give an update on what's
absolutely. So with think of Emblem Polygon is in a similar state to Emblem Legacy on Ethereum. Once we deploy on Polygon, then we're just going to migrate them over to the V2s. Same exact process that happened on Ethereum will be the same exact process that happens on Polygon. Just got to deploy on Polygon and straighten it all up over there. So you can, the same process, you can unvault right now. So if you have a vault on Polygon, you can unvault it and revault it on Ethereum, or you can just wait until, if you're not in a rush, you could just wait for us to move it for you in the near future once we have it all up and live.
Great.
Emblem 2.0. So this is the big upgrade that we're currently undergoing. Emblem 2.0, we're integrating with the LIT protocol and sunsetting Web3 auth. This is just some back-end kind of technology. But what does that actually mean? It means that Emblem 2.0 is going to be non-custodial vaults. It means that Emblem has no participation in signing for the key signature, or signing or holding one of the key signatures. So right now, Emblem, with the current system, Emblem holds one of the key shards across this entire node network, which is Web3 auth. With LIT protocol, Emblem, the company, holds no key shards, which means, Emblem cannot rug your keys at all, has no participation, creates these as non-custodial vaults through the LIT protocol itself. If somebody has more questions about the technical aspects of this, just open up a support ticket and we can really share some more information, because I could go on and on about what that actually means, but it's quite dense. Essentially, the innovation that Emblem has is transferable key shards. That's like the biggest innovation there that does not exist anywhere else. So with then Emblem 2.0, what does that mean? Smart vaults, which means we get to put smart wallets inside of all the vaults, right? So every vault essentially will be a smart contract. Emblem Oracle, we now can create oracles for all of our vault projects. More particularly for Bitcoin, we're going to have an oracle for when Emblem deploys on Bitcoin. Cross-chain jumping, and then this also allows us to interact with proof of work systems. There's actually a lot more programmable vaults, I guess is the general term, like multi-sig vaults or SBT vaults. Anything your little vault heart desires, we can do now with this integration. It's actually quite wild, dude. Props to Shannon for having the foresight for this. He actually has a blog post on LinkedIn from 2016 forecasting Lit Protocol. So he actually was building Emblem, waiting for something like Lit Protocol to pop up, and that was 8 years ago. So incredible foresight from our lovely founder. Some of the progress for Emblem 2.0. We've made a lot of progress with Emblem on Solana. We actually minted the first ever vault on Solana. So that's not public data, but it is in the internal Emblem testing. So what does Emblem on Solana means? It means you could take your Bitcoin ordinals to Solana, your counterparty tokens to Solana, interact with Solana. Vault, that's probably been the most requested blockchain by far. What do you think, Adam? You think it was Solana?
Solana's, I mean, Bitcoin is right there too, but it's neck and neck. I think a lot's going to depend on, the success of Televault to see which one is like used really first. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I'm super excited to do the Bitcoin one as well, because bringing Ethereum assets to Bitcoin, I think is going to be, we're going to get a lot of buzz around that. It's going to be pretty exciting for the NFT space to see where the real liquidity is. I think it's going to be interesting.
Yep. And the Emblem, so that is currently in testing states. That'll be rolled out within the expansion program. Emblem on Bitcoin, Codebase is mostly built. It uses recursive inscriptions, parent-child inscriptions, and an oracle. So still working out some of the kinks and the technicalities there. Also working with, begun conversations with Magic Eden on how to support this. Since there is nothing else like it, requires some work on both sides to make this happen. Our bulk minting tool is built as well. That'll be integrated into the simple mint interface on Emblem Vision. Cross-chain jumping is built. Our time lock vaults are mostly built, but more importantly here, we've signed a contract with Halborn Auditing. So Halborn is a tier 1 auditing firm. They've been auditing Solana's code base for 3 years now. They audit literally all of the top companies, including Magic Eden. It's quite incredible the amount of clients that they have across the space. It's really all of the top protocols. Emblem, we take security very serious, and so because we've built all this new stuff, we need a top tier auditing firm to go through this. So I believe that begins next week and will be a process throughout October. So once that's done, then we should probably start seeing a lot of this stuff start rolling out through the expansion program. Really, really excited for all of this. So audit and moving on. So what's the expansion project? This is something we've been teasing for some months now. Before I dive into the slide, for those that are in crypto, if you participate in multiple bull runs, you see this is actually more prevalent over the last bull run. You see these different ecosystems, whether it's Blast or Magic Eden or I guess you could say Taproot Wizards, or DeGods. They call it seasons, right? DeGod season 1, season 2, season 3. This is essentially the same thing here. And what do all three of these have in common? It's basically that there's an incentive program that's tied to user participation, and the underlying component to it is releasing new products. So really the hotspot here, I think I saw Trevor Owens actually tweeting about this the other day. So really the hotspot here is to have a good product and good token incentives, right? Or tokenomics, right? If you have both of those, then it's really hard to beat that project. And so this is really what we're aiming for here through this is a good product, which we've been saying for the last year The tokenomics are not going to come until we feel that the infrastructure is firm and sound. And we'll know if it's firm and sound after the audit, right? That's that's pretty much when we'll know. And so once that's done, right, then it's time to start entering the tokenomic state of everything. And so we had to create a full plan. We've been discussing this for feels like a year now at this point. Fuel vouchers are included in this expansion project. So Hooked on Rock says, any news on Emblem fuel vouchers that are, um, he says, I was told that there'll be an update this town hall. Yeah, I just told you. Fuel vouchers are included in this expansion project. So, right, we've been going over the strategy for, 6 months to a year now at this point. So what are the key components here? Founder vaults. There will be a vaulting program. Emblem Vault keys, right? That's the rune that we etched. I think it's around 5,000. So on day one, when runes were launched, Covault, time locks, and airdrops, right? So those are the 5 key components. So you'll get more details on these over time, right? The whole idea of having these campaigns is that, you also want to introduce speculation. Without speculation, there's no interest in it, right? You see this happen a lot with NFTs. Once the NFT's been revealed, it just goes to zero immediately. So what are the goals of the expansion project? We want to increase Emblem's TVV, that's total value vaulted, to 1 billion. Currently, it's 100 million, which actually puts Emblem in the top 15 interoperability protocols in terms of TVL. The thing is that we're just NFTs right now, all right? That's not introduced. Once Televault, I think, is launched, this should increase quite drastically. And once we start expanding to other protocols, that will expand. We want to increase our holder base to 100,000 users. Currently, we have 22,000 on-chain holders. So 5xing that, 10xing the TVL. I would like to deploy, maybe over 100 new V2 collections. Currently, we sit at 61. I think some of the low-hanging fruit for these ones are ETH collections, right? Like Crypto Punks and Pudgy Penguins and V1 Punks and Mooncats and some of these. Especially some of the older 721s, right? Like Bored Apes, where they're kind of stuck. There's no programmability to it. Using a vault, you can literally just take it to Base or Solana or whatever you want. The goal is to deploy on one new blockchain, at least the minimum of one new blockchain per month, right? So we teased out that Arbitrum and Merlin are going to be some of the first 2. Obviously, we have mentioned that we're building on Emblem, or we're building on Solana and Bitcoin, right? So those are 4 that are going to be within this program. There's going to be more. Adding support for new protocols. Some of the primary ones are Doginals, Atomicals, Bellinals. I might be missing one more there. And then, some of the other ones like Sui and Monad and whatever these other ecosystems are. And then, right, the 2 kind of actions that we'd like to see is increasing Emblem Vision vaulting activity, so minting, unvaulting, and jumping. And then increasing Emblem Markets trading activity. Now that you have 0% marketplace fee, we hope that that's an incentive to change behavior. Although we know, changing marketplace behavior is incredibly tough. OpenSea, even through all of the flack that OpenSea gets, they still have 60-70% of the transaction volume. So quite excited. Adam, give us your thoughts on, I guess this is like really the next phase of Emblem Vault.
Totally. I mean, this is like going to the different changes is going to be huge. I think part of the project and the program is this idea of, getting our core users comfortable with jumping and moving assets across blockchains. And I think we'll deeply incentivize that, because this is like a step in just the evolution of Web3, where people are just, where we want to create this like very comfortable feeling of I need it here now. Oh, I need it here now. And you just move it without even thinking about it. I mean, eventually this will be invisible. You won't even think about it. But getting our current user base comfortable doing that. And I think there's going to be a lot of, over the next year, there's going to be a lot of opportunities to, when we release on a new chain, work with those communities, find things that are interesting and get people to move their assets over. I think is going to be real fun part of this whole experience.
Yep, yep, I completely agree. And if anyone who's listening or watching, if you see something, if there's an interesting application on, one of these L2s or Bitcoin or Solana that you think has a good opportunity for collaboration or partnership with Emblem Vault, just reach out to us. Just say, hey, I'm a application builder on Arbitrum. I think I'd love to integrate Emblem. Or if you have any suggestions, just reach out to us. But once we deploy on these chains, I think the goal as well from the media component, right? We've been building this media show for almost 2 years now at this point. Is hey, if this is Arbitrum month, right? We can host all of these Arbitrum builders, and we get our community of vault holders to listen to these Arbitrum holders, right? It becomes almost, it's an information sharing. Right now, we've been in the community building stage. It's time to start expanding, right? From all different angles.
And
So
we've seen it. I mean, we saw it with, I don't know, Megapont or Mbels or whatever. It creates this really interesting dynamic where, say, we're moving to Arbitrum and Arbitrum has an NFT marketplace and they want to do something interesting. Well, there's not much more interesting than bringing, an ETH collection over or minting a brand new Bitcoin ordinal collection and minting that directly into, Arbitrum vaults. Doing all this sort of stuff creates excitement. And, so yeah, definitely reach out, DM the Emblem account or Jake, I, or Chris. And yeah, let's roll, man. Absolutely.
yeah, doing some like free mints or like $1 mints or something
Totally.
will be a lot of fun. Including with yeah. So there's some more stuff to it, but you'll have to tune into the next town hall for that. Excuse me. So what's in quarter 4? This is the final slide here. Televault, just to remind people, it's Emblem's first native dApp. The first one that was supposed to be Frank and D Gods, but they kind of went their own direction. So this is built by Graham Bells from Bellscribe, bridging UTXO-based assets to Ethereum as an ERC20. This includes DRC20, right? It includes the indexer ones like BRC20, SRC20. You can do counterparty like Rare Pepe. You could do Dog, right, with the runes. Whatever, Cat 20 kind of thing pops up, you can do with OP Cat. Any of these fungible tokens that exist on any of these proof of work chains, or even Cardano as well, then we can bring them. I think also some of the other ones that I was thinking about is like XRP, right? That's a one that's not been able to bring to Ethereum. So it's like XRP, you got Solana. I think Tron is one of those as well. So all the non-EVM kind of assets we can bring over through that. Focusing on Emblem Vision, right? Optimizing for Emblem 2.0 and in the expansion progress or project, UI and UX improvements, which we mentioned. We have 2 primary ones, and then the simple mint interface. And then the expansion project, which is, details, building, and expanding. All that information will come out in the future. And so, with that, we'll see everybody in October for the some details on the expansion project. Barring everything goes right, it really will just depend on how the audit goes, I think, is realistically there.